Okay, this is homework number 3 about voice quality. So your voice quality has a good foundation. Foundation in the sense, yes, you're, good at English. You know the structure of the language. You know a lot of the pronunciation because you've built this foundation. Where is it? Here, foundation. 10 years of taking classes is a long time, and you've invested a lot of time and money in this. The problem is, as your foundation has increased and improved, your confidence in delivery from a listener perspective has not risen to this foundation. So we have to close this gap between where the foundation is and what the listener is experiencing of your delivery. And from my point of view, I feel that you have a really good foundation, and yeah, there's always places to improve when you look at the details of the grammar. There's always places everyone can improve. But because you're focusing in on the little details, even while you're speaking, the listener doesn't get this fluent message. It's broken up. Like part of the sentence is said, there's a pause, sentence, pause, or sentence, pause. Yes, native speakers also keep pauses in there, but it's not the same. Like, there's a different kind of fluency that comes out when a native speaker speaks. And you might even notice this difference when speaking in Malayalam compared to English. And speaking in English when speaking to an Indian, and speaking in English when speaking to a foreigner. And you have to take an inventory of your inner thoughts and impressions of talking with a foreigner, like what has held you back in the future, and have you filled those gaps? And most of these gaps you've filled, like you've taken pronunciation classes, you've taken language classes, and yes, you have a lot of good foundation, but the problem is while you're speaking, you're thinking, okay, am I getting that detail correct? Am I getting this detail correct? So because you're thinking about the details, you're not thinking about the big picture of how the listener is comprehending your entire message. So because you might be speaking slower, or you might be speaking in this kind of jarred, broken way, and the speed goes down and it's monotone, the listener can actually pick up more of the problem areas and lose the entire message than if you try to speak at a normal, relaxed pace and not worry about the details. Can you understand the difference? I hope so, because this is what I feel is the biggest challenge for you. Those recordings you had sent to me where you're speaking to a baby, or there were some other ones where you were very relaxed. Now, I'm not asking you to speak to others like you're speaking to a baby. The idea of being relaxed is what I want you to translate into your everyday speech. Because this gives the confidence that you know English. Because when it's broken and jarred and the listener can't keep up, and the listener is now focusing on the same problems that you focus on when you speak, the smaller problems, and not getting the big picture, they are also able to figure out that, hey, this guy's not that confident in what he's talking about, or in his English. Like, they might think one of those two things, like, hey, because I can pick up all the mistakes and he's going slow and he's monotone, like maybe he really is not that good in English, or he's not that good in this topic. Like, he doesn't know the topic, so that's why he has to keep thinking and talking and then repeating what he said earlier again. Which I personally know is not true for you, but the way that it's communicated, the listener will get the subliminal message from it, which I think can be totally avoided. Because you have the foundation. This foundation has risen on this side, but the confidence in delivery has not moved. Like, it may have moved. You may feel it's up here, but from a listener's point of view, it's not. It's down here. So maybe relaxing is one technique, but you will have to think of and come up with other techniques to improve that, because you don't want to be monotone. You don't want to be jarring and stopping all the time and thinking about the details, because that will get the listener thinking about the grammatical detail mistakes that you're making as well, and not the bigger message. And you want to make sure that the message is coming out fluently. I know that you can do this. I have all the confidence that you can do this. So now it's your turn. I turn it over to you. All right. So I will see you in a few weeks. Bye.